It's Monday, the 28th of March, 2022. Welcome to the Fast Five by Fear and Greed, where we give you the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Michael Thompson, and good morning, Adam Lang.
Good morning, Michael.
All right, 5 stories in 5 minutes. We better get into it. Story number 1 was a big story over the weekend, a big international story. President Joe Biden has been forced to clarify comments that he made over the weekend that really caused a bit of an international stir. Visiting Poland, the US president referred to Russian President Vladimir Putin as a butcher, and he said, and I quote, this is from the speech that he made, "For God's sake, this man cannot remain in power." Look, it wasn't ad-lib. It wasn't written in the speech that he was delivering, but as soon as he said it, the White House was essentially trying to undo it.
That's right, Michael. The White House clarified that the US does not have a policy of regime change in Russia and that the president wasn't referring to Putin's power within his own country. Instead, he was trying to make the point that he can't exert his power over the region. But that part of the speech has already been replayed on TV in Russia, and the Kremlin has insisted it is not up to the US president to decide who runs Russia. That is a decision for the Russian people. President Biden was apparently trying to warn allies that the region could be in for a lengthy conflict, but I don't know. It seems like his true feelings might have slipped out.
Yeah, I reckon you might be right there. And unfortunately, this is going to be something that will be seized upon for Russian propaganda, I would imagine. All right, on to story number 2. It is, of course, budget week this week, Adam, federal budget, and Treasurer Josh Frydenberg is promising a strong and material improvement in the bottom line. That is a direct quote. Look, people are predicting a deficit on Tuesday night anywhere between kind of $55 and $80 billion. It's a long way from the days when the budget was in surplus, but it's still better than the $100 billion deficit that we had last year that really is as a result of all of the emergency measures brought in during COVID. But, Adam, a focus is going to be the cost of living.
Yes, Michael, the government is under pressure to deliver some relief for households as the cost of everyday items rise sharply, and that includes petrol. But there's also an upcoming election and the opposition is polling well. So the government is likely to splash some cash. So far, we know pensioners, and this includes part pensioners, will secure a one-off cash bonus of $250. The Treasurer is refusing to comment on a potential cut in the fuel excise. The current rate is 44.2 cents per litre and is worth around $10 billion a year to the government.
Adam, on the weekend, I found petrol for $1.94 a litre. I never thought I would celebrate paying $1.94 per litre, but I was just absolutely stoked to find it for under $2. So it's cause for celebration in my household. On to story number 3. Last week, it seemed there was another disturbing update pretty much every day from the inquiry into the Star Casino Group, particularly about some of the ways that they handled huge sums of cash from high rollers. A big development over the weekend, and that was that AUSTRAC, which is the body that polices financial crimes. According to a story in The Australian, AUSTRAC audited Star Casino in Sydney 5 years ago. It seems they gave it the tick of approval, but some of these allegations about the casino allowing high rollers to use Chinese Union Pay cards go back as far as 2013, which is 4 years before the audit.
That's right, Michael. The casino was allegedly disguising gambling expenditure as hotel expenditure. Gambling is illegal in China and Union Pay blocks gambling-related transactions, but paying for hotel stays is fine. So it's alleged the Star swiped those cards in the hotel part of the complex as payment for the accommodation before providing that money back to the gamblers for using in the casino.
Yeah, even as far as I think there was one person who got an invoice for $900,000 for a 27-night stay at the hotel, but he never even stayed one night, didn't need to. He actually lived in New South Wales. So pretty extraordinary story. On to story number 4 today, Adam, and I'll keep this one brief. But the Australasian Food Group, which is better known really as its trading name, Peter's Ice Cream, has been fined $12 million for engaging in anti-competitive conduct. The ACCC took Peter's to the federal court after Peter's bought a food service distributor, PFD Food Services.
Yes, so PFD's refrigerated trucks supply service stations and convenience stores with ice cream. Peters bought PFD on the proviso they would not sell or distribute Street's single-serve ice cream products in Western Australia, Tasmania, South Australia, Darwin, regional areas in New South Wales, Victoria and Queensland without Peters' consent. That's pretty much the whole country. Peters admitted it had engaged in exclusive dealing conduct to tie up the ice cream market. The ACCC said the outcome would be to reduce ice cream choices for customers.
Yeah, probably make them a bit more expensive as well. All right, last one. Story number 5. If you've never heard of disc golf, you're probably going to hear about it soon because this is actually becoming really big business in the United States. It's essentially a cross between golf and ultimate frisbee.
Yes, Michael, the popularity of this sport took off during COVID and it's now struggling under the weight of its own success and high demand, even to the point where organisers are paying tens of thousands of dollars to get stock through blocked up supply chains. It's the result of COVID, international trade issues, shortage of materials and a bit of everything, and it's now hitting disc golf.
Yeah, it's a great illustration of how basically all those supply chain issues and everything can come together all to hit one booming sport. That's it, the top 5 business stories in 5 minutes. Thank you very much, Adam.
Thank you, Michael.
It's Friday, the 25th of March, 2022. Remember to hit follow on the podcast, and if 5 minutes isn't enough, if you want something a bit longer, you can find our longer daily show called Fear and Greed on your podcast platform. I'm Michael Thompson, and that was the Fast 5 by Fear and Greed. Have a great day.